Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the latest bank reports from some of the biggest financial institutions in the world. We'll break down the key points, summarize the findings for each report, and make predictions based on these insights. Let's get started. First, let's discuss the MS Sunday Start 2024-07-28 report. This report highlights key economic events and data releases for the upcoming week. It analyzes potential market reactions to upcoming economic announcements and recommends strategies based on expected market movements. Next, we have Barclays, July FOMC Preview to 24-07-25. This report expects the FOMC to hint at a potential rate cut in September, supported by encouraging inflation data and a moderating labor market. It notes strong Q2 GDP growth and resilient private domestic final purchases, predicting 2 rate cuts this year in September and December, contingent on continued moderate inflation. Moving on to GS, Global Rates Trader, 2024-26. This report reviews recent trends in the global rates market, focusing on key economic indicators and central bank policies. It analyzes movements in government bond yields and provides an outlook for the global rates market, considering potential policy changes. Next, let's look at UniCredit, Euro Inflation Update 2024-07-26. This report reviews recent trends in Eurozone inflation, focusing on key economic indicators. It analyzes the potential impact of inflation trends on ECB policy decisions and provides an outlook for Eurozone inflation and potential policy adjustments. Now let's discuss Barclays, Global Economics Weekly 24-07-26. This report discusses global economic trends and key developments over the past week, focusing on major economies like the US, Eurozone, and China. It highlights resilient US economic activity and analyzes the potential impact of these trends on monetary policy decisions by major central banks. Next, we have MUFG, FX Weekly, 2024-07-26. This report provides a comprehensive review of the major currency pairs over the past week. It analyzes market sentiment and its influence on currency movements, discussing how recent economic data releases have impacted the FX market. Moving on to GS, Goal Risk Keeper, 2024-07-26. This report discusses key risks impacting global markets, including geopolitical events and economic data. It analyzes changes in market sentiment and risk appetite, recommending strategies to manage risks in the current market environment. Next, let's look at CACIB, US Macro Weekly, 24-07-26. This report reviews recent macroeconomic data and trends in the U.S., focusing on inflation, employment, and growth indicators. It analyzes the potential impact of these trends on the Fed's policy decisions and discusses market sentiment and investor reactions to recent economic developments. Let's discuss BOFA, Chart Blast 2024-07-26. This report examines recent rotational corrections in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, testing key support levels. It highlights oversold conditions in tactical price momentum and sentiment indicators, suggesting potential for a market rally if key support levels hold, while also noting risks of further corrections. Next, we have Refinitiv, The Day Ahead, 2024-07-29. This report offers a preview of upcoming economic indicators and market events, analyzing market trends and investor sentiment leading into major economic announcements. It highlights important economic events to watch and their potential market impact. Moving on to GS, Global FX Trader, 2024-07-26. This report provides insights into recent trends and movements in the global FX market. It focuses on major currency pairs, analyzing drivers behind recent movements, and offers a short-term outlook for key currencies based on current market conditions. Next, let's discuss BOFE, US Economic Weekly, 2024-07-26. This report highlights robust economic activity in the U.S., driven by strong consumer spending and resilient business investments. It discusses moderate inflation trends and their implications for the Fed's monetary policy, providing an outlook for U.S. economic growth and potential policy adjustments. Now let's look at CIBC, The Week Ahead, 2024-07-26. This report highlights key economic events and data releases for the upcoming week, analyzing the potential impact of these events on financial markets and recommending strategies based on expected market movements. Next, let's discuss MS, Friday, Finish U.S. Economics, 2024-07-26. This report summarizes key economic developments in the U.S. over the past week, reviewing recent data on inflation, employment, and growth. It provides a short-term outlook for the U.S. economy based on recent trends. Moving on to GS, slow and steady global rate spillovers from higher JGB yields to 240726. This report examines the impact of higher Japanese government bond, JGB, yields on global rates markets. It analyzes key economic indicators influencing rate movements and provides an outlook for global rates markets considering the spillover effects from JGB yields. Let's discuss Barclays, Global Economics Weekly, 2024-07-26. This report discusses global economic trends and key developments over the past week, focusing on major economies like the US, Eurozone, and China. It highlights resilient U.S. economic activity and analyzes the potential impact of these trends on monetary policy decisions by major central banks. Next, we have mufji, Asia FX Talk, 2407-29. This report reviews significant movements in Asian currencies, focusing on JPY and CNH. It analyzes economic factors driving currency movements, including trade data and policy decisions, providing an outlook for Asian currencies considering potential economic and geopolitical developments. Moving on to BOFE, Global Economic Weekly, 2024-07-26. This report reviews key economic trends and data releases from major economies. It emphasizes strong U.S. economic activity and cautious optimism in the Eurozone amidst mixed economic signals, highlighting challenges in China's economy, including slower growth and policy responses. Next, let's look at Unicredit, Markets Weekly, 2407-26. This report discusses recent trends in global markets, focusing on bond yields and equity performance. It highlights important economic indicators and their impact on market sentiment, recommending investment strategies based on current market trends and data. Finally, let's discuss MUFG, Asia FX Talk, 2024-07-29. This report reviews significant movements in Asian currencies, focusing on JPY and CNH. It analyzes economic factors driving currency movements, including trade data and policy decisions, providing an outlook for Asian currencies considering potential economic and geopolitical developments. To summarize, here's a quick overview of our findings. 1. Economic overview: mixed sentiments globally with cautious optimism in some regions and concerns over potential recessions and geopolitical risks. 2. Currency movements. USD, potential for strength due to geopolitical factors and economic data. Potential downward pressure from economic uncertainties and Fed policies. JPY, strengthening due to political pressure on the BOJ and economic factors. USD JPY sensitive to changes in US yields. GBP and EUR GBP influenced by UK inflation data and market risk aversion. EUR stability depends on ECB policy and economic data. Emerging markets, mixed performance with some underperforming due to fiscal concerns and trade tensions. Asian currencies impacted by China's economic data and U.S.-China relations. 3. Market sentiment. Recovery in U.S. tech stocks influencing FX volatility. Equity performance affecting currency trends. 3. Key economic data releases and central bank meetings remain crucial for market movements. Predictions for currency pairs based on today's reports. On EUR-USD expected to remain stable with limited movements until clearer signals from the ECB and political developments in the U.S. 1. Potential for slight downside due to Eurozone growth concerns. USD JPY, likely to weaken further as Japanese yen gains strength from domestic inflation trends and potential BOJ policy adjustments. 3. GBP USD, potential for further strength if UK inflation remains steady, reducing expectations for rate cuts by the BOE. 4. NZD USD, NZD expected to maintain strength due to better-than-expected economic data and dovish RBNZ stance. 5. USD CAD, likely to remain under pressure due to softer Canadian CPI data and expected BOC rate cuts. 6. AUD USD, potential for slight strength in AUD as the USD remains under pressure, but watch for domestic economic indicators. And USD CHF, broad-based USD selling might continue to pressure this pair, with CHF benefiting from safe haven flows. 8. EUR GBP, expected to remain around current levels with slight potential for GBP outperformance if BOE reduces rate cut expectations. 9. USD BRL volatile with potential for BRL weakness due to fiscal uncertainties in Brazil. 10. USD ZAR, potential for ZAR underperformance despite broad USD weakness due to domestic economic challenges in South Africa. 11. Gold, likely to see increased demand as a safe haven asset amid global economic uncertainties and political tensions, potentially driving prices higher. That's all for today's analysis. Stay tuned for more insights, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more financial insights and updates. Thanks for watching, and happy investing.